Welcome to Louis Riddick, who is a brave soul for entering after Sharn Farnham.
I was listening to
Sharn Farnham.
Hi, Louis. Let's just get straight to football. Jimmy Graham intends to sign with the Packers, according to our Adam Schefter. What do you think of that move by Green Bay?
Well, look, when you take away a guy like Jordy Nelson, which is how you can get a guy like Jimmy Graham, he better bring some similar skill sets. And I know people say, well, look, it's a tight end and a wide receiver. But what they both are is they're both very productive red zone type of receivers. And look, Jordy Nelson, I believe, was second on the team last year in red zone touchdown receptions behind Davante Adams. Jimmy Graham led all tight ends last year in touchdown receptions in the red area. And you can see down there, teams know that you're going to them by formation and the way you put them out there, and they can't stop them. So it's going to give Aaron another weapon to continue his proficiency as far as throwing touchdown passes in the red area. But I will say this, the one thing that you have taken away, though, is one of the great quarterback-wide receiver relationships in the NFL. Because although Jordy's skills have declined, and when you have a cap number of $12.5 million and you're 33 years old, this kind of doesn't go together, and teams look at it that way. But those two had a rapport on the football field that really transcended whatever Jordy's decline was, and you haven't seen any decline in Aaron. Those guys were on the same page. They threw the back shoulder fade as well as any quarterback-wide receiver duo in the league. And when it came down to the red area, who did Aaron look for all the time? It was Jordy. They just had that kind of natural rapport that's hard to replace. And you have to make sure you're keeping your franchise quarterback happy. Yeah. I would assume that Aaron's not very happy about losing him, but they do gain one of the most dangerous weapons as far as tight ends in the NFL.
Did you see that emotional post by Aaron on Instagram?
Yeah.
I mean, that was
you know
real.
What? You know what, Sage, at this time of year when you're really dabbling in free agency right now and teams are making big-time moves, that's the thing that I think is very, very much so important for GMs to remember is just how important the relationships are within the building when you bring in new guys and take away guys like a Jordy Nelson. You cannot treat this as fantasy football and get caught up in the emotion of just trying to get moves done that look good on paper, but in reality can destroy relationships to the point where it can really affect your team. You got to be careful of that.
Aaron was hurt. That's why Jordy fell off a little bit.
Sure, of course.
Okay, but Jordy's been hurt plenty as well.
Exactly.
He has.
I mean, he has his knee in 2015.
But it's more than that.
How much more does he have left?
Well, I think he has more left to give in certain situations. As you see, he's more effective in the slot now than he is as an X or a Z because he doesn't have the speed to really just beat people off the line and run away from them like he used to. And he's not going to have the same quarterback as he had obviously in Green Bay, where it's about timing and rhythm and connection in order to beat people on the outside. So wherever he goes, it's going to be important that they understand that and he's able to work on that and really get into a rhythm with whoever his new quarterback is so you can get similar kind of production out of him that you got in Green Bay. It's not going to be, Jordy's not going to look the same in a different system with a different quarterback.
Right.
He's just not. So managing expectations will be key.
And by the way, Aaron Rodgers has not been happy. He's been vocal about the Packers. I mean, so I think this is fascinating how
It
this plays
absolutely
out.
is. Absolutely.